After a decade, the Harry Potter movie franchise is finally coming to an end, with the 7th installment being split into 2 parts. And after just returning from the midnight screening of Part 1, all I can say is, where is Part 2? No, seriously, where's Part 2? This wasn't exactly enough to satisfy me. Just a heads up, there are no spoilers in this review until the halfway mark-ish, and I will let you know as soon as there are spoilers coming up, so you don't have to worry until I let you know. I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. I read every single book as soon as it came out. I saw every single movie at midnight, and, you know, I was very excited for this movie just because it's the final book, part 1 of the final book, of course. I didn't know what to expect with it being part 1 and part 2 because I've never experienced that, a two-parter of a one-book sort of setup, you know, that whole thing. Didn't know what to expect, and I have to say, honestly, as a huge Harry Potter fan, I don't think that having the 7th book be split into 2 movies was such a good idea. Maybe financially, but artistically and enjoyment-wise, I really wanted the second one to start immediately. I just felt like this was just the beginning of the book. You know, like, it didn't feel like a full movie. It just felt like the introduction to the second movie, which is what it actually is, but I feel like, what's the point then? It didn't feel like its own movie. I can't imagine watching it on DVD, like, it just doesn't feel like there's enough, you know? It doesn't feel like the end is satisfying enough to fit the rest of the movie. Even though I know, because I read the books, that what's coming in part 2 is going to be incredible. This definitely set me up for the next one. I'm very excited for the second part, so if that was the main goal, then they definitely did what they were trying to do. However, like I said, as its own movie, as a standalone movie, it just doesn't really feel like it works. That being said, I thought it was fantastic, and I just wish that it had continued into the second part as soon as the first one ended. I thought that it was done very well. I thought the acting was fantastic. I would have loved to see more Draco and Snape. I don't remember how much they're even in the book, like, you know, if this was correct, the amount that they were in it, because I remember reading the 7th book in, like, a day or 2. I read it in no time. So it was, you know, it's kind of a blur to me now because it was a long time ago, and I might reread it before the next one. But you know, I didn't know what was going to happen going in. I forgot a lot of stuff, and as the movie goes on, I'm like, oh, now this happens. Oh, yeah, now this happens. So that's kind of how it is for me. I don't know every single detail, and I'm like, what? They forgot to put that guy, that random guy in the movie. So I'm not like that, and I would rather not be. That's why I don't read them beforehand again. But from what I can tell, they did a really good job with it. It was a little slow in some spots, and, you know, my complaint that I have about it, you know, kind of losing the magic a little bit and, like, the fun is kind of null, because the books, it's just like the books. The books got serious as they went on. You know, like the first few were like just fun, you know, family movies, and they get more serious as they go on. Books, movies, whatever you want to say. So that complaint is about the books, really. But that being said, there were a few parts that I will talk about in my spoiler section that were a lot of fun. And, you know, I was surprised that, you know, I was having fun and, like, the magic was back, so that was cool. And it was actually scary. Like, there was a lot of scary stuff in this movie. Like, little kids that have been following the series that are still little, I guess, because, you know, people are growing up with the series, they're gonna be freaked out. I gotta say, Bathilda Bagshot, whoa! That was scary. That whole part was really scary. Just in general, there's a lot of very, very scary parts in this movie, I thought. Very scary. I'm thinking about, you know, the family movie aspect of it. You know, it's kind of a family series, Harry Potter in general. I wasn't scared, like, I'm gonna sleep tonight, but I can tell that it was actually pretty scary. And without giving anything away, I promise, I will just say that the last 20 or so minutes, just the last few parts of the movie, were easily my favorite of the entire thing, and that just made it all the harder to bear when the credits rolled. I was just like, no! Damn it! I wanted it to continue so badly. I would have gladly sat through another 2 hours. Very gladly sat through another 2 hours. And that's a good thing, I guess. You know, that means that I enjoyed the first part enough that I would have sat there for another 2 hours, right? It's not like I wanted to go home, I wanted to keep watching. But on the flip side, that is the problem with it. It just didn't have enough, I thought. It left a lot to be desired. It's a part 1. I guess I don't know what I was expecting. It just didn't, it felt like a part 1. That's really all I can say. And, you know, that's fair, because it is a part 1. So Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1 definitely felt like a Part 1. I don't think it worked so well as a standalone, but that's okay because when part 2 comes around, it will be worth it, and I will definitely, I'm hoping that the theaters play part 1 before part 2 so I can just sit through all of it, because that would be amazing. But I will definitely be watching it to be prepared for the second part, which is going to be incredible, I'm sure. Based on this one, I know that it's going to be incredible, because they did a great job with this, it's just not enough, that's the thing. So, I didn't think it was bad, I just didn't think it was enough, and this is kind of an odd review for me to do, because it just kind of feels like I'm reviewing the first half of a movie. That's honestly what it feels like. Feels like I'm reviewing the first half of a movie, but that's really all I have to say about it, and now I'm going to talk about some spoilers from Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1. So if you have not seen it, if you have not read the books, if you don't want to know anything from the movie, please stop watching now. You can go see the movie and then come back and watch if you'd like, but stop watching for now. So, spoilers. The first thing I'd like to say is the scene that I thought was the most fun and the most magical, I guess you could say, was the Polyjuice Potion scene when they go into the Ministry of Magic, Harry, Ron, and Hermione, under the guise of, you know, some random people. So, I thought that was awesome. I thought that scene was so much fun. That was when I really started to get into the movie, actually, and I was, like, sitting up in my seat, and I was like, this is great, oh my gosh. The actors, I thought, were amazing for that part. You know, the adults that they turned into, I guess. I thought that they were fantastic. I didn't doubt for a second that they were actually Harry, Ron, and Hermione. Like, I thought that was incredible. And, like I said, I thought that the end was the best. I would say everything from, I guess, I don't know if as early as Bathilda Bagshot, but I don't remember exactly what it was. I would say everything from when they get caught, I guess. Yeah, that's it. When they get caught to the end is amazing. I think that that was the best part of the whole movie, and God, it really killed me when the credits rolled. I was like, no, come on. It was very upsetting because it got so good there, and Helena Bonham Carter and Hermione, when she was being tortured, that was amazing. Yeah, that just, I don't know, the end of the movie was the best, absolutely the best, and I thought it was fantastic, and I'm just so damn excited for part 2. It's killing me. I can't think about it after this review because it's gonna kill me. Another scene that I have to mention is when Harry and Hermione make out. That was really weird, but I mean, it made sense, like that was fine, but it was just really, really weird, and I would be an idiot not to mention it because it's all a lot of people are going to be talking about probably for a while. Now that I think about it, it almost felt like watching like a brother and sister make out. Like, that was weird. It was really weird. Good scene, though. It was interesting. The deaths in the movie, just to let you know what I thought of them, because, you know, there's deaths in Harry Potter, the 7th book, so everyone's aware of that going in, and I have to say, Hedwig was a little quick. I wish that was done a little bit more. I mean, it was at the beginning, so what can you do? But that was quick, so I really wasn't into it at that point yet. I wish, actually, that there had been a scene maybe where Harry talked to Hedwig in his room. You know, he didn't have to say, boy, I'd be sad if you died, Hedwig. You know, nothing that serious. But if he just said something like, you know, oh, Hedwig, you're great, like, you know, nuzzling him or something. I don't know, something like that. But nuzzling, is that even? I don't think that that's nuzzling. I don't know what this is even. Mad Eye's death was also quick, but I don't remember if in the book it was much of a big deal. That was pretty quick. And I would say the biggest death in the movie, Dobby. I cried. I'll be honest with you. I teared up. I didn't cry, but I had a tear go down. I had a tear start here, began in my eye, and rolled down my face. So, I'll be honest with you, yes, that made me very upset for various reasons, you know, just because he was, you know, he's just a cute character, and of course, as soon as he was on screen, everyone was like, oh, Dobby, and then, oh, Dobby, you know, it just got very upsetting. But, you know, for personal reasons, just because, like, when I was younger, I actually, like, made a cut of Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets to myself. Like, I filmed myself as Harry walking in the room and then filmed the screen as Dobby, and I was, like, talking to Dobby. So, for some reason, that immediately came into my mind as soon as Dobby died, and I was thinking, like, wow, you know, this Harry Potter ending and just, like, Dobby dying is freaking messed up, because it's, like, it's almost like, you know, just the whole thing is, like, the end of an era, the end of Harry Potter, it's, like, the end of, like, this fun time, you know. And this one was, you know, this movie ends like on a like, oh my god note, and you know, it was intense, and I got into it at the end. Like I said, I thought the end was fantastic, so I really got into it, and I was a little emotional. I know it's a computer generated elf, but it was upsetting. You know, as a huge Harry Potter fan, you know, I get into it. So yeah, I thought that was really well done. And the last thing that I have to say is just a goofy thing. I don't know if it's because he's magic, but why does Dumbledore look so damn good after being buried dead for 6 months. Damn! Like, he looks good. He looks actually like he's sleeping. I don't know if it's because he's a wizard and wizards don't turn into corpses, or if maybe it takes longer, but and it doesn't matter at all. It doesn't matter. It would look pretty shitty if, you know, if he was a damn skeleton. It wouldn't look cool at all, I don't think. But just something that I noticed, and I was like, whoa, he looks good. 6 months dead? Damn. So, anyway, that's all I have to say about Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1. Like I said earlier, it felt like Part 1. That's the easiest way to explain it. It didn't really feel like it worked on its own, but once the second part comes out, I think that it'll be great, because they'll be mixed together, and it'll be like one big thing. So, that's good. I wish that it was just one long movie. Really, I would have gladly sat through it. But overall, I'm just really excited for Part 2. This set it up very well, I think, and, you know, I enjoyed it. So, that's alright. It's good. I really want Part 2 to come now. Let me know in the comments what you thought of Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1. Let me know if you read the books, so, you know, you knew it was going to happen going in, whatever. Let me know if you're excited for Part 2, like, more so than you were before seeing Part 1. And just let me know anything that you want to about Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1. And that's pretty much it.